are numerous astounding technological innovations, scientific discoveries, social institutions, cultural and artistic achievements, and other amazing accomplishments demonstrate unequivocally that the human brain is a highly complex, extremely capable organ. It has enabled us to transform rocks and trees into houses, to shape glass into lenses for viewing stars or microbes, to construct cities and nations from the ground up, to create masterpieces in the visual, literary, performing, and other arts, and to study the past and the present while imagining a plethora of possible futures. Furthermore, the brain connects all of these enterprises and makes them accessible to everyone around the world and throughout time. It is an amazing organ, and we still have a lot to learn about it. These 10 unusual and little-known facts about the human brain may serve as a reminder of how amazing and marvelous the center of our nervous system truly is. The brain runs hot. According to research, the human brain, like mechanical devices, heats up when it works, reaching 104 degrees Fahrenheit, 40 degrees Celsius, as opposed to the rest of the body's 96.8 degrees Fahrenheit, 37 degrees Celsius. Although such a temperature indicates that the brain is in good health, unusual heat signatures may indicate brain damage or a disorder. Female brains are slightly warmer than male brains, possibly due to the menstrual cycle, according to 4D maps of brain temperatures throughout the day. The study discovered that daily variations in female and male brain temperatures were on average within 1.8 degrees Fahrenheit, 1 degree Celsius, with cooler temperatures in the brain's outer parts. Brains are cooler at night and warmer during the day, with older people's brains running hotter than younger people. The research suggests new approaches to diagnosing and treating brain damage or disorders. Particulates may damage the brain. According to an online article, researchers concluded that inhaled ultrafine toxic air pollution particles can move from the lungs into the bloodstream, infiltrate the brain, and become embedded in its tissue, where they can remain longer than in any other organ. The blood-brain barrier, which Harvard Medical School defines as a physical separation between the brain and the circulatory system that normally only allows small essential molecules like oxygen and glucose through, appears to be the entry point. This possibility concerned the researchers because invasive particles like calcium, iron, malleate, and anatase titanium dioxide can cause neuroinflammation and severe cognitive decline. Some brains cannot read faces. Face blindness, also known as prosopagnosia, is a neurological disorder that causes an inability to recognize familiar faces. Although those suffering from the condition are aware that they are seeing a face, they are unable to determine whose face they are seeing, even if the face is that of a family member or themselves. Brad Pitt, a celebrity who suffers from the disorder, puts a human face on the disorder. He revealed that many people don't believe he can recognize or identify their faces. As a result, they regard him as disrespectful, egotistical, and conceited. As a result, he has always felt very alone since he was a child. People are frequently affected by the condition from birth. Pitt is not alone. According to the National Health Service, 1 in every 50 people suffers from prosopagnosia, which is caused by abnormalities in a part of the brain called the fusiform gyrus. The brain can be rewired, maybe. Is it possible to rewire the brain? The answer appears to be possibly. Psilocybin mushrooms could be used to treat major depressive disorders, which frequently resist conventional medical treatment. Indeed, the Food and Drug Administration of the United States considers psilocybin to be a potential breakthrough therapy. Once the substance is converted by the intestines into psilocin, a chemical with psychoactive properties, it could be used to temporarily treat a variety of ailments, such as cluster headaches, anxiety, anorexia, obsessive-compulsive disorder, and various forms of substance abuse and post-traumatic stress disorder. Psilocybin has the ability to break the obsessive grip that self-critical and negative, anxious, or fearful thoughts have on depressed people. Researchers believe that this allows for more flexible thinking and allows the brain's neurons to develop new dendrites, which facilitates communication between brain cells and, as a result, builds and solidifies new circuits in the brain. However, Matthew Johnson, a professor in psychedelics and consciousness at Johns Hopkins Medicine, cautions that a psychedelic doesn't work for everyone. Modern life changes the brain. The stress and demands of modern life can be harmful to the prefrontal cortex of the brain, resulting in frontal fatigue, a condition that makes people more vulnerable to mental disorders. One doctor recommends a 3-step treatment plan for reducing stress and regaining life balance. First, recognize the symptoms of frontal fatigue: difficulty maintaining attention, forgetting words and small details, difficulty multitasking, and expressing irritability or emotions. Dr. Rigo recommends doing hands-on activities such as crafting, cooking, creating art, playing an instrument, gardening, or tackling a DIY project. Indulging the senses in pursuit of aesthetics is also recommended. See, smell, hear, and taste what life offers. Explore new foods, art, music, and most importantly, nature. Talk with, question, greet, or chat with others, not just those close to you, but also people you see, work with, pass by, and wait in line with. His third suggested strategy for alleviating frontal fatigue is to better manage thoughts and feelings through meditation or diversion, reading challenging books, and working on becoming less irritable. Rigo also recommends disconnecting from technology and social media whenever possible. The brain compresses data. In order to perform efficiently, the human brain ignores irrelevant data and focuses solely on information relevant to the task at hand. Neuroscientists believe that the brain uses tunnel vision to maximize performance while minimizing costs through data compression. As a result of the research conducted by researchers Christian Machens and Joe Patton, among others, principles can be used to guide future studies on how mental constructs of the world can support intelligent behavior in the context of life sciences, artificial intelligence, and decision-making. Einstein's brain had some unusual features. Post-mortem photographs and tissue samples of Albert Einstein's brain, as well as autopsy results, revealed not only typical but also several unusual features. His brain showed all of the aging changes, and 2 parts of his brain had an unusually large number of non-neural cells called glia for every neuron, but the genius's parietal lobe lacked a furrow and a structure called the operculum. The missing furrow is thought to have enhanced the connections in this region, which is involved in visuospatial functions and mathematical skills. The complexity and pattern of convolutions on certain parts of Einstein's cerebral cortex, which increased the region's surface area and may have contributed to his remarkable abilities, aiding his thought experiments on the nature of space and time, is another striking feature of Einstein's brain. One of the most surprising facts about the theoretical physicist is that Einstein's brain was actually smaller than the average. A few animals' brain cells are similar, somewhat, to our own. The von Economo neuron is unmistakable. It's big and distinctive in appearance, named after anatomist Konstantin von Economo, and it's found in both human and animal brains. Well, mostly in the brains of larger animals like great apes, whales, dolphins, cows, and elephants. Scientists believe it evolved independently in large brain or social animals. The neuron is absent in some brain diseases and overabundant in superagers, or elderly people who do not experience the typical memory loss associated with aging. Aside from these few facts, little is known about neurons because the animals commonly used in lab experiments, such as rats and mice, lack them. It seems safe to assume that more research will be conducted on the giant neuron. The brain loves a surprise. Humans are hardwired to find pleasure in unexpected events, according to MRI scans of the human brain. Surprises in particular elicit strong responses from the nucleus accumbens, also known as the pleasure center of the brain. Birthday gifts are nice to receive, but gifts received on other days are better because they are unexpected, according to an assistant professor of psychiatry at Emory University in Atlanta. When surprises are pleasant, they release dopamine, which lights up the nucleus accumbens like a Christmas tree, according to an associate professor of neuroscience at Baylor College of Medicine in Houston. The brain reacts to horror movies. Perhaps unsurprisingly, neuroimaging reveals that the brain reacts to horror films, particularly when such films build up to the shocking or horrific event, rather than shocking the audience with a jump scare. However, there is no flood of dopamine. Instead, when anxiety gradually increases during horror movies, areas of the brain associated with visual and auditory processing become more active. Much happens inside the brain after such an event, with areas associated with emotional processing, threat evaluation, and decision-making becoming more active. In every film, the protagonist, and frequently other characters, face conflict as they face threats to their safety, if not perils to their very existence. Horror films, on the other hand, rise above other film genres by upping the ante, by having some kind of superhuman or supernatural threat that cannot be reasoned with or fought easily. Researchers discovered that horror movie audiences seek excitement and an excuse to socialize by watching scary movies together rather than alone. Psychological horror, based on true events, is the most terrifying to audiences, and subjects were most terrified by implied or unseen threats rather than concrete, visible threats. In other words, most audiences find the creeping, foreboding dread that occurs when something isn't quite right more frightening than the sudden appearance of a monster that makes us jump out of our skin. Subjects in one study watched horror movies while inside a magnetic resonance imaging scanner, which measured their neural activity. The findings revealed that as anxiety increased, their brains became more active, seeking environmental cues. Introducing sudden and unexpected shocks, on the other hand, stimulated areas of their brains associated with emotion processing, threat evaluation, and decision-making, allowing for a quick response. Nonetheless, the later parts of the brain remain in constant communication with the former in order to facilitate responses to perceived threats. So these were the 10 unusual, little-known facts about the human brain. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button if you want to see more videos like this in the future. I'll see you in the next video.